Hi, welcome to Baking with Jay plus Dan.
I'm Jay.
I'm Dan.
And today we're going to make something we've never made before. Totally fat-free dessert.
This is a brown sugar angel food cake made with egg whites. And as he said, it's fat-free, which pains us, literally pains us to say.
So our star ingredients are 14 egg whites. I like to separate the egg whites when they're cold, but make sure when you start to mix them, they're at room temperature. It'll make it a lot easier for the air to incorporate. In our mixing bowl, 14 egg whites. We're going to mix that until they're nice and foamy, maybe 2 to 3 minutes on medium-high speed. All right, so our egg whites are nice and foamy. We're going to add next 1 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And we're going to continue to mix that on medium-high speed until the egg whites have tripled in volume.
Once the egg whites are nice and foamy, it's time to add the fabulous brown sugar. We've taken 1 1/2 cups of light brown sugar and sifted it out, then divided that into 2 portions. So your first 3/4 of brown sugar goes in at this stage. We'll add that in 2 additions.
So you want to mix that on medium-high speed until the brown sugar is completely dissolved, usually 3 to 5 minutes.
So it's time for the second addition.
We're going to continue to mix this until the egg whites are nice and glossy and stiff peaks. Probably another 3 to 5 minutes on high. All right, so our egg whites are nice and stiff and glossy. Here's the test. See that? It doesn't move. Look at that.
They're amazing. Our next ingredient is 1 1/4 cups of cake flour. We sifted the cake flour together with the remaining 3/4 cups of the light brown sugar. So you end up with this nice little light flour base that we'll fold in by hand in 3 additions.
So now when you fold it in, you want to be careful to not totally deflate all those fluffy egg whites that you spend all that time whipping up. So I like to just start in the middle, cut through the egg whites, and turn your bowl. That way you're not taking too much of that air out.
Now, when you're ready for the third addition, take the zest of 2 lemons, toss that right into the dry ingredients. Just give it a light dusting so that it'll incorporate with the egg whites.
And just continue to fold the last bit of the cake flour into the batter.
Now we're ready to fill the pan. We have a 9-inch tube pan, a piece of parchment paper, a little ring with no oil, no fat. Just drop that into the bottom. So he's layering in just spoonful by spoonful into the pan.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that your batter is nice and fluffy. You'll see it still has a lot of volume from the egg whites.
Rotate as you go to have that even layer. Look at that. It almost fills the pan completely. Nice and airy.
And now you want to take a cake tester, or if you don't have a cake tester, you can just use a butter knife and just run it through the batter just to make sure all those air pockets are nice and settled so that when it bakes, you don't have a spot with a giant bubble.
So it's ready to go into the oven, preheated at 350 degrees. This will bake for about 40 minutes to 45 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on top. When the cake comes out of the oven, flip it upside down onto a cooling rack, let it cool completely, at least an hour, and then you run a knife around the edge of the cake to release it from the pan, and it's ready to cut and serve.
We like to serve it with a light dusting of powdered sugar around the top. Makes a beautiful display.
Look at that. Nice high lift from the egg whites.
Along with fresh strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and some whipped cream. It's perfect dessert for the summertime. It's light, airy, super delicious, and guilt-free, no fat.
The lemon zest gives a nice brightness. The brown sugar is the perfect balance. This is a wonderful cake. You have to give it a try.
So thank you for watching this episode of Baking with Jake plus Dan. Please remember to subscribe, share, like, and
don't forget, ring that bell.